that Dick is here. He's been with us every step of the way. I'm very happy to have Emily House, the fairly new Executive Director of the Tennessee Higher Education Commission. They're the ones who really help make sure we get these things funded. So Mike Krause, her predecessor, and all the folks from THEC. Also, Lou Henneman is here, right here in front. He's been a part of this project from the very beginning. I also want to thank and show my appreciation to our local contingent firm to help us with that campaign project. Well, they came in and they did their study, and they came back and said, we think you might be able to raise about $500,000. So I fired them. And we raised $3 million for this project with a lot of help from all the folks that are around here. Jeff Morlock was our campaign chair, and Jeff died about 2 weeks ago, and we're certainly thinking about him today. But we had some donors that really stepped up. Greg Vidal has been our best friend in our fundraising effort. Here, Greg, where are you? Raise your hand. He's been our major donor, but we had another group right behind him that stepped up. That's the George R. Johnson Family Foundation, and we have Janice Wilson here today. Thank you for representing the foundation and the family. Of course, the City of Cleveland and Bradley County, the City Council and the County Commission. I think this is the first time we ever asked them for any money. And we had lots of good conversations and a good process through that, but they stepped up with $250,000 each. And then also the United Way of the Coe region with their healthcare fund. Stephanie Linkus is here from the United Way, and also their board president, Dr. Phil Cook. Thank you for joining us. But with that group right there, we raised half of our match from those five gifts. And so many other people made this happen as well. And we do have a wall out front that identifies most of our donors through this effort as well. So I have to mention right now the Cleveland State Foundation Board of Trustees, and you're going to meet our chair in just a minute. But if you are a trustee with our board, would you please stand right now? I'd like to recognize you. Their support was so meaningful to our success with that campaign that made this building happen. I also recognize some guests here today. We have 3 senates as part of our governance structure here at Cleveland State. And so I want to introduce to you the Faculty Senate President, Lori Rowland. I think she's back up here in our bleacher seats. We pulled those out today so we can demonstrate what a cool room this is. Samari Hoquin here, our Student Senate President? Samari, she's up there too. Thank you for being here. And our Staff Senate President, I think he's working today, Officer Tommy Kinsey. He's one of our police officers here on our campus, and he's serving as our Staff Senate President. If I keep going, I'll introduce you all. So at this point, we're going to move on with the program, and I'd like to introduce my good friend Gary Fuller, who is chairman of the Cleveland State Foundation Board of Trustees. Gary, come on up.
Good morning, everyone, again. To Governor Lee and representatives of our Tennessee Board of Regents, to our regional members of our Tennessee State government, and dedicated members of our local governmental bodies, I welcome you to this event, this day of celebration. On behalf of the Cleveland State Foundation's Board of Trustees, I bring you a sincere expression of thanks and appreciation. Without all of your help, we couldn't be here today. Each of you did your part in securing the approval for this building and allocating the funding for this worthy project. Cleveland State, under the outstanding, dedicated leadership of Dr. Bill Seymour, has surged forward into a leadership position of prominence in our area, in Tennessee, and in the Southeast. Our growth in enrollment and our steady increase in the programs and the technical offerings and the academic programs that we have begun offering created a necessity for more facilities and more tools to implement these programs. Our goals as a foundation and as a college are to help provide the very best educational and career preparation opportunity for every student who enters our doors on this campus and our other campus also. To the dedicated men and women of our Board of Trustees and to our amazingly dedicated and generous donors, I give you my heartfelt thanks for partnering together to make this day possible. Thanks for your foresight and your proactive acts of benevolence and service that will produce a legacy of hope, pride, and success in the students of Cleveland State for generations to come. And though this beautiful structure of brick and mortar is almost complete and impressive, its mission has only begun. In the future, when you think of this building and other structures on our campuses, I hope your vision goes beyond the facades that you're looking at and beyond the norm, and see the thousands of young men and women of all people groups who will stream through these doors in the years to come on their ways to happy, fruitful, successful lives as citizens of our communities and our world, just as many of you have already done. So from all of us at Cleveland State and all those students who will come after this, I say again, thank you.
And next, I'd like to have our mayors greet you and share some thoughts about this project. So, Mayor Brooks, you're up next.
Thank you.
All right.
Clearly, these microphones were set up for Dr. Seymour.
Get him a box.
Thank you. I am filled with so much emotion today. 1967 was the year this campus was born. It was the year this mayor was born. And it was the last time we had a new classroom building on this campus. Think about that. Governor Lee, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Chancellor, thank you. Ms. House, please tell Michael thank you. Wherever he is, we don't know what he's doing.
He's eating a hamburger.
Yeah, he's eating it. But the tenacity of the state that kept this project going, I will begin today by thanking my colleagues from Nashville, Senator Bell, Senator Gardenhire, Representative Hall, and Representative Howell, who could not be here. I remember those finance meetings where we were giving funding. THEC was providing funding for Roane State and Walters State and all these other schools. And we kept saying, Cleveland State, it's so important. Because the dream that we're realizing today wasn't always a good dream. There was a few bad dreams. We had unfortunate phone calls with Dr. Seymour to say, not this year, but we're going to keep trying. So to our colleagues at the state who did not quit, thank you. To my partner, County Mayor Davis, the fact that the city and the county came together in agreement, think about that. Miracles still happen. And together we said, this is the most important thing that we can invest in. It's the future of our city and our county. So to my colleagues at the City Council who voted unanimously to support with our gift, to our colleagues at the County Commission who voted unanimously to support with their gift, today I'm thrilled that Ms. Stevens and Ms. Sharp are here because it's the future of our city and county and region, the nurses and the EMTs and the first responders that will be trained in this building Just like the people at 1 o'clock this morning who reported to the Whitewater Lodge fire, 8 companies, 10,000 gallons of water, people transported by helicopter. That's who we're going to train in this building. And it's going to be for our families and our future. So today I'm incredibly grateful. I'm filled with emotion because we worked so hard to get this done. And I'm thankful, Governor, that you're here to help us celebrate. Thank you. God bless.
Well, good morning. It's another great day in Cleveland and Bradley County. It's great to be here. I can only reiterate a lot of the things that have already been said, but I do want to mention one thing. Anytime you're asked to speak in front of the governor, they always tell you to keep it short and sweet. I've got the sweet part. No, seriously, I want to thank the governor and our entire state delegation. Like has already been said, we appreciate your support of the project, your financial support. I attended Cleveland State many years ago, long about the time he was being born. A little while after that, but not long. And I can very well attest to the fact that this was a project that was very much long overdue. I don't know why they waited so long, but nonetheless, we finally got there, and it's a great project, and we're glad to see it finished here today. So thank you, Governor. Thank you, State. You know, they gave Dr. Seymour a challenge. They said, we're going to give you $25 million if you raise X dollars. I love that. Whose idea was that, Mike Bill? Why not just make it 27 or whatever it should have been? And anyway, I want to thank everyone again for that was part of that fundraising project. And on behalf of the Bradley County Commission, as Mayor Brooks said, and the City Council, we're proud to have been a part of this capital campaign. And I talked to the lady here on the front row, and that's, well, both ladies, but this one especially, because in my opinion, we have the #1 ambulance service in the state of Tennessee, a Class 1 ambulance service, but we need paramedics badly. And she said she's about halfway through the program. Well, the best place to go to work is right here in Bradley County, so we look forward to you in a few months. We can use you. That's what this is all about, is putting lots of nurses and lots of paramedics, EMTs too, but especially in our case, paramedics are very much needed. To stay a Class 1 ambulance service, I think we have to have 1 paramedic on every ambulance, and sometimes that's tough to do because there is a shortage of them. They have lots of places they can go, and Cleveland State's not been pumping them out as much as we wanted them to, and now they will be, so we look forward to many paramedics coming through this program. So again, thank you for everyone involved. We appreciate it. Congratulations, Dr. Seymour.
And now I'd like to reintroduce the Chancellor of the Tennessee Board of Regents, Dr. Flora Tiding.
Well, thank you. And again, I am here to offer my thanks to each and every one of you because my favorite words have been uttered about this project. It was on time and under budget. I don't think that we get to say that very often, so thank you to the architects, to the construction team for making that happen. Thank you to Alicia Fox and to Dick Tracy because I know what y'all did. I know the work that the two of you put in to help make that happen. Bill Seymour was the dreamer. He was the one that pushed this project. He constantly advocates for his college, his town, and his community. It would not have happened without his dream and his vision. To our senators and our representative, again, thank you. We talked a lot before this got onto the budget, so thank you for continuing to push it and make that happen. To the foundation group that helped raise the extra money that we needed, you are so vital. You are such a strong supporter of this college, and I would venture to say probably one of the strongest foundations we have at any college in the state of Tennessee. To Greg Vidal, who not only serves on the foundation board here at Cleveland State, but serves on the state TBR Foundation, we are most grateful for the work that you do here in Cleveland, but all across the state for us. Emily, Lou, thank y'all for coming today as well because you did push this project through. And while they're giving Mike all that credit, I also know that y'all were the ones behind the scenes that really did make this happen, so thank you for that. My job today was to introduce the governor. But this gentleman really needs no introduction to this group. He has served us so well over the last several years and has proven to each and every one of us his dedication and his commitment to education in this state. But I would like to attest that probably there is no more impactful of a statement of his commitment to education than the building that we are now standing in. It was with his agreement that this building was built. It is because of the dollars that he has invested in education that we are moving forward now at a fast pace, that we are making progress every day in education. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our wonderful governor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you all. Sit back down, please. Thank you, Dr. Tidings. You all should be really proud. I know that you are. The people sitting in this room. This is a remarkable community. I learned that a few years ago when I started really coming here for the first time and meeting people that I see sitting in this room right now that introduced me to the uniqueness of this community, and I've been impressed ever since. And this is a perfect example of why this community should be proud. It's a spectacular, beautiful building, thanks to the contractors and the architect. So just a few short years ago, I came to these events too, and sat in your chair as a mechanical contractor, and so I came in right off the bat and kind of checked it out and see what you did. You did a great job, and on time and under budget is hard to do. But from those who built this building to those who funded this building to those who had a vision for it to those who made it happen in the state legislature and advocated for this, my colleagues here that work with me in the Capitol, we're all there together right now. You've heard their names multiple times, but I tell you, Senator Gardenhire, Senator Bell, Representative Hall, they are aggressively representing their districts. I can tell you that, and you should be proud of that. I appreciate the leadership that from this community that has all come together. Trustees and donors and civic leaders and educators and funders and private public partnerships that come together, all for the purpose of changing people's lives by giving them a skill and a pathway and a career that is valuable and needed and transformational, not just for the people whose lives will be changed because they're educated in this building, but whose lives will be changed because of their skill that they acquire and take out into the community. If we have learned nothing from this global pandemic that started in Tennessee 1 year ago today, our first COVID case was announced a year ago today. Who could have imagined what would have transpired in our state over the last year? But the healthcare workers, the first responders, the law enforcement officials throughout this year have, it's become apparent to everybody in the country, and especially to me, the valuable role that they play. And so the fact that this facility is going to be in the business of educating and creating that sector for our community is all the more special. So there are so many things about this that I love. This Cleveland State has had partnership previously through the Governor's Investment in Vocational Education Act, which is very close to this heart. It's really about career education, vocational and technical and agricultural and life-changing education that is really what education is about, which is preparing a person for a career. And that's what real life-changing education is about for me. So thank you for your words about my commitment to education. I will say, if there's anything that will forge the future of our state, which in my new job, that's what I think about. What is this state going to be like in 25 years? And what can we do today that will push it toward that leadership role in this country? And the most important thing we can do today is recognize that education is what forges that future. And our investment in K-12 and post-secondary and vocational education and in the types of things that are happening in this room, that's what's going to help us continue to be a leader in this country. And I am honored to be here. I was particularly excited about coming to this event for all the reasons I just reeled off. I get the great privilege of doing that sort of thing on a regular basis. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to serve you and this community. We should together be very proud of where we are in this state and the ability for us to do the things that we do here. I've learned in this pandemic, because of my interactions with governors all over the country on a weekly basis, I've learned a lot more about how different our state is than other states in this country. And we should collectively be very proud of it. And an event like this today is a perfect reminder of why we should be. So I'm honored, I'm grateful. Thank you very much for everybody who made this happen, and thank you for having me.
Well, first and foremost, this is going to be an academic building. So it's appropriate that I introduce you now to the Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Cleveland State, Dr. Barsha Pickle.
Thank you, Dr. Seymour. On behalf of the faculty and students here at Cleveland State, I want to thank everyone involved in bringing about the construction of this wonderful new building. We are thrilled with the experiential teaching opportunities we will be able to offer and our state-of-the-art laboratories. The lab spaces in this building are not just extraordinary because they house some pretty amazing equipment and instruments, though they are very, very impressive. This building stands out because it was designed purposely to give our allied health students the closest thing we can to real-life experiences and enable our science faculty and students to share ideas, solve problems, and ask new questions in their research. One of our strategic goals in academic affairs is to have all of our students graduate with at least 3 high-impact practice experiences. We've been well known for years for our outstanding service learning program, and now for having the first honors college in a community college in Tennessee, and only one of a handful in the country. And now with this new building, we will have even greater opportunities to foster undergraduate research and provide students with the learning opportunities that will better prepare them for their future careers and ignite their curiosity, give them the skills they need to conduct future research and experimentation. I look forward over the coming months and years to walking these halls, seeing students practicing their patient care, and talking with each other and with their faculty in the common areas and classrooms about their experiments, their challenges, and their hopes. Thank you so much for your support of this new building and for the educational opportunities it provides. Our students and faculty are more than excited about these new facilities and are eager to move into the new building. And I don't want you to take my word for it. We've asked some students to come and share a little bit with you. So if you guys will come on up. I'm going to ask them to, you can come over here, that's fine. Ask them to share their name, where they're from, if you'll tell us what program you're in, when you plan to finish, and if you have a job lined up or hopes of where your job is going to end up.
So my name is Haley Sharp. I'm with the paramedic program. I currently am a Bradley County EMS employee, work night shift. I'm supposed to graduate in August of this upcoming year, and then from there I'm going to progress to a paramedic through Bradley County, and then in a couple of years when I get experience I plan to become critical care and then maybe advance from there. I think I maybe
My name is Savannah Edwards. I am from Cleveland, Tennessee. I plan to graduate in May of this year. I am in the EMS program. After May, I would like to come back to Cleveland State to continue my education so I can make a difference in this community and also give a patient that is having the worst day of their life the best shot at life possible.
My name is Haley Stevens. I'm from Athens, Tennessee. I'm a medical assisting student and also an honors college student here at Cleveland State. I've already got a job lined up and I'm working. I hope to continue working full-time in it for a while. And in the future, I'm looking at becoming a physician's assistant with my education here at Cleveland State.
Thank you all so much. These are the people, the reason that we do this, and we are just so excited for the opportunities that our students are going to have here in this new building. And I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Seymour for a few concluding remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Pickle, and extra thank yous to our students. You're the reason why we're here. And I look forward to seeing some of you cross the stage real soon for our in-person graduation. We're going to actually break it up into 2 groups and make that happen this year. So yeah, I wrote the agenda today, so I get to bring it home. But a few things before we wrap up. First of all, we've had a ton of people that were involved in making this event today happen with lots of volunteers from our faculty and staff. And so if you're one of those people that helped us get started and set up and everything ready today, if you're here, raise your hand. They're probably out in the hall getting ready for the next thing that's going on, but we had quite a crew, so thank you very much for all your work. When I started talking earlier, I used the word vision. But I need to tell you that that vision is not yet fulfilled. There's one more piece that we plan to add to this facility, and this is the first time we're talking about it today. So starting this summer, if not a little bit sooner, we will be constructing a pedestrian walkway that leads from the second floor of this building across Atkinson Hall and to the level by the library and the administration building to make this a fully accessible and even more exciting building than it is now. So there's a picture, and a good way to advertise Cleveland State on there too. So thank you to our friends at Barbara McMurray for designing that. And that's happening because we are under budget. We have contingencies, but we haven't spent them all. And so with that and some of the additional funds that we raised through our capital campaign, we're going to make that a reality. And I think that, along with our Atkinson Road being redone, I'm looking at Mark Hall, he's on the Transportation Committee. Kevin Brooks, who is with the City of Cleveland. Those two need to get together and make that happen as soon as possible. I'm sorry, I couldn't pass that up. And Jonathan, you can do the paving. How about that? All right, good. Well, here's a parting thought, because this is really special to me, and I think it really sums up this building and what's going on at Cleveland State. So my best writing is writing, not speaking, so here we go. The center we are in this morning is much more than just a new building. It is the most significant symbol yet that we have been busy refounding Cleveland State over the last several years. We have been about transformation over these last 6 or 7 years. We have been renewed in our commitment to student success. We have been renewed in our commitment to engaging individuals and communities throughout our service area. We have been renewed in our focus on workforce development. And yes, we are becoming renewed physically and aesthetically here on this campus. But most of all, we are renewed in our spirit with an attitude of excellence in all that we can do. And this building is certainly a great example of that. So I want to thank you for being here today. We're going to get to some fun tours. We want to show off our building. We are going to have some photographs. Alicia, why don't you come up and tell us what the plan is from here, all right? One more time for Alicia. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so we're going to take a real quick couple photos out front, some ribbon cutting photos, and then we'll start our tours. So if you guys don't mind, our escorts in the room are going to lead everybody out by rows, and you're going to go out the back door. So if you'll just wait for them to tell you for your row to go, if you guys will do that, and then our platform party, if you'll hang out right here for a second, we're going to go out the front. We'll go outside, we'll take a couple photos, and then we'll start touring this awesome building. Thank y'all for being here.
We're going outside. She'll bring her. That way? Yep. Actually, I think she told us to go this way. She did tell us to go this way. We're going to go outside. Faster run! Faster run! His name's Webb. Webb Wright. Hey Webb, I think she wants you to back up. I think she wants you to back up.
All right, I guess we're going to do it. Oh, okay. I'm just going to do it that case. So
Excuse me, can I get you two guys? The governor is talking. I would like you guys to sit there a little so she can get their shot.
Well, it's a very special place. My dad advocated. I got this for that. I mean, I'll say I'm all right, you guys ready?
We're ready.
Right? Yep, right there. Stay right there.
Good?
Yeah, I know. I was just right over that building too.
You need to squeeze in and just knock me out.
That's fine. You're fine. I was saying the sun's coming
I
out.
know
back
it's
here.
about to warm in here like it did.
They slide over, so you'll have. Live streaming.
I was like, well, we're going over the brand new wish.
Thank you very much. Hey, Governor. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
So what we're going to do is start right here, and if everyone gets one question, that'd be great.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good morning, everybody. Proud to be here at Cleveland State for this very important announcement. Great opportunity for the community, but most importantly, an opportunity for the folks that will be educated here to pour into the community. So proud to be here today.
I wanted to ask you a question, more state related. Both on the job increase around around the country and what it means for Tennessee. Does that mean that we're on the right path right now?
You know, 1 year ago today, the first COVID case was announced in our state. It's been a very hard year, including unemployment for many Tennesseans. But we've been very fortunate. We worked really hard to keep our state open, which allowed people to continue to work. At one point, we had a 15% unemployment rate. It's now closer to 6% unemployment. So we are very encouraged with the movement in our economy going forward. We see great days ahead for us.
Can you talk a little bit about the bond ban proposal you announced earlier this morning?
You know, rural Tennessee is very important to me, and the economies of our state are very connected, both rural and urban. So We've learned through this pandemic that technology is important for access to health care, for access to education, for people that work from home. As people move around the country and come to states like Tennessee because we're a desirable place to be, we want to make it work for them. Part of that is to have broadband everywhere. We've invested heavily in broadband in the last couple of years, but we'll make the largest single investment of any state in the country to expand broadband to every community in Tennessee.
I know you touched on this inside. Could you just talk about how it's the 1 year anniversary of COVID and basically your opinion of other states getting rid of mask mandates?
You know, a year ago COVID began. It was a very challenging year for us, no doubt about it. On top of COVID, we had tornadoes in this community just a few weeks after. We had an economic collapse. We had civil unrest. We had a real challenge throughout this nation. But we have endured that challenge. We certainly had our surges through our state, but the case count in our state was significantly lower. Our positivity rate was below 5% yesterday for the first time. It's appropriate to ramp up when the pandemic is moving up, but it's moving down. And that's why you see restrictions lifted. That's why you see mask mandates going away. That's why you see businesses being fully open. I have lifted all restrictions from all businesses. I actually did that last August, but I've encouraged leaders all over our state to continue to lift restrictions and open up. We need to move forward, and I'm very encouraged that we're doing it.
Governor, your thoughts on the vaccine as far as around the state, of course, with Johnson & Johnson now joining the numbers?
Well, vaccines are a very important part of this pandemic really diminishing. So as we've seen, and a perfect example is our nursing homes. We were very focused on the elderly and the vulnerable, vaccinating them first. Our death rate and our sickness rate in our nursing homes has virtually disappeared because all of the residents of all of our nursing homes and long-term care facilities are being vaccinated. Most all of them have completed that. So vaccines are important. It's important that we give Tennesseans a choice as to whether or not they be vaccinated, but most Tennesseans are choosing to do that, and that is resulting in really turning the corner in this pandemic.
Thank you, Governor. Today, obviously, is the 1 year anniversary of COVID coming to Tennessee. Can you speak to the significance of opening this building for the future generation of healthcare workers today?
Healthcare workers have been the face of service in our state. A number of professions have elevated the importance in the views of our people, and healthcare workers are one of them. It's really important that we bring on the next generation of healthcare workers, EMTs, frontline workers. That's what's going to happen right here in this facility. Not only does education change the lives of the folks who are engaging in education, so it's going to change the lives of these students because it gives them a career and an opportunity. But then they go and change the lives of Tennesseans as they serve them. So very, very excited about what's going to happen in this building and what it means for the future.
Governor, can you just give your thoughts on the closest relief bill from the president? And as well, can you comment on families who may be vulnerable by the Medicaid block grant?
I'll speak to the Medicaid block grant first. That negotiation with the federal government for a year and a half will create additional funding through shared savings for our Medicaid population. So the vulnerable community that is our Medicaid population in the state will receive more services as a result of this Medicaid block grant. That's why it was done. No one will be cut from services. No services will be reduced. In fact, the whole goal is to bring more services to that population. So we're encouraged about where that's going. The COVID relief bill that's coming from the federal government, there's one major flaw in that bill, and that is that the dollars will be distributed based on unemployment rates in states. Traditionally, federal dollars are deployed to states based on their population. It's a fair and equitable approach to distributing dollars. This plan proposes distributing dollars to states based on their employment. So the states that did a really good job of navigating the pandemic and kept the unemployment rates low will be punished in the funding formula as provided. What that means in Tennessee is that we will receive about $160 million less than we would receive if the dollars were distributed from the federal government based on population. So we're encouraging Congress to take a hard look at that. Our state should be receiving its fair share of federal dollars, and so we're at it.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Governor.
Thank you.
I'm heading back to the station. I didn't know about that fire. Nobody reached out to us.
We've already recorded a. Bridget did. I'm going to put it in the name.
Oh, good.
It should air in there.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Yep.
And then however you want to use that, maybe for later this afternoon.
Okay, yeah.
We just talk to me when you get there.
Okay, will do.
I like that. My question, and I like the manager's question here about the whatever healthcare workers here. That's more of a sum of this building.
Yes.
I've got to run.
For class lectures, as well as special events, both campus and community-wide.